How has reading changed your life? What role does reading play in your life?
Well, reading is really the guiding passion of my life. It's just really hard to imagine a life without reading. I always want to get back to the book I just read, or, read the newspaper before I leave in the morning, or just at every moment of my life, I've wanted to read so many different things.
Thank goodness for the support of Mrs. Bush back in the early years. This was her vision. To have it in Austin, which Austin is a phenomenal town to have it in, and have it at the state capitol was just an incredible draw for Austin.
The first morning of the very first festival in 1996, I was deep in the bowels of the Capitol, and my walkie-talkie started going off, and our assistant, Nancy, who had been working really hard, was saying, "Cindy, there's people out here. I'm at the signing tent, and there are people everywhere, and they love this."
And it was going on.
That the first morning, we were so excited that people actually showed up.
Well, I was lucky enough to be at the first one, and I remember being stunned that it was at the Capitol. It gave a message that this was important. We were meeting where the government of our state met to decide how to represent the people.
Doris Kearns Goodwin came one year, and she walked in, and she just kind of stopped and looked around, and she got up to the podium and she said, "You just have to give me a minute. This is the most awesome venue I've ever been in. This is amazing."
Right off the bat, everybody wanted to come to the book festival. So the second year, we moved it to the west side of the Capitol, and then we started expanding west and south of the Capitol, and then south all the way down to 7th Street. So we've gone from 3 blocks to now close down 13 city blocks for the Texas Book Festival.
I think the importance of the Texas Book Festival was connecting readers with authors in a really meaningful way, but also raising awareness about the importance of books and reading, especially with public and school libraries.
Connecting readers and writers with authors was just, I think that was a big deal.
We had authors in every possible genre. Huge children's author community, romance writers, science fiction and fantasy, there was a huge movement. So genre fiction had a lot, but also the creative nonfiction writing was really strong, and nonfiction, it was just like it was hitting on all cylinders, and it still does.
Going and experiencing just the festivity of it all, the love of literature, the people, so many people gathered for books. It was amazing.
There's nothing quite like it. It's one of the biggest book festivals in the country. Just having all these tents and people just wandering up and down in celebration of that intellectual night.
I'd say the vibe of the Texas Book Festival is really energetic. It just feels like that whole area just comes to life every year and just turns on.
It introduces people to our capital every year. It brings people not just from or all around the state of Texas, but all around the country, and some people internationally, to come to our city as 300 authors descend upon one city at once.
It's our time to get together, have a sense of community, meet old, longtime readers, and engage with new readers, and get to see our heroes and heroines in real life.
There's nothing like the Texas Book Festival in the scope, in the way that it's curated, and how many people it invites into the conversation. There's nothing like the Texas Book Festival.
I think for writers to participate in the Texas Book Festival and have that opportunity to feel direct contact with a caring audience, an interested, curious bunch of people, it's the greatest gift we can have.
The Texas Book Festival is a great platform for up-and-coming, for emerging authors to come and basically be discovered by new readers.
In 2012, I was a featured author because one of my hobbies is to write books for children. My 5 books were featured in that festival. It was amazing because I could see all the readers, but especially children coming, asking questions and reading with me. It was a nice experience. I really love it.
And my first visit to the Texas Book Festival was I believe it was 2018. I had self-published my Sophie Washington series, and I was a vendor selling books at the festival. And Kwame Alexander, who's a famous author, came by my table, and he said, what's the best book you got? Let me see what you got. So I showed him some, and he said, I'm going to buy them. I've got to go speak. So after he left, all these other librarians and educators came to my table and bought all of my stocks. So I said, oh, this is wonderful.
As an author, I love the opportunity to come together with all these other authors, to spend a day celebrating the work that we do, to bring light into people's lives.
What is the book from your childhood that changed your life?
My father was not a crier, ever. The only time he ever got emotional was reading Dickens. So imagine, I'm 7 years old. I've never seen my father cry. And even the thought is, I've never even seen him get upset. We're sailing through Tale of Two Cities, 10 pages a night for whatever months. It gets to the end and he just falls apart. I mean, if there's ever a moment that was life-changing, it was wow, this guy who has been dead for 100 years just made my father cry. That's something that stays with you.
One of my favorites was Jimmy Santiago Baca, who is one of the most amazing poets ever. And it's the first time when I heard somebody read, I started crying. He was so breathtaking.
Margaret Atwood, who I've admired for many years. I loved how she did not come with a team or a publicist. She was just traveling by herself. I think this was 2015, so it was also a big anniversary year. It was just cool to hang out with Margaret Atwood and sort of drive her around. She was just completely matter of fact and just kind of game for anything.
I've met some of the most powerful intellectuals I've ever met here, and some of the most powerful and impactful writers that I've ever met here. But I've also met probably the best audience of readers that I've ever met right here in Texas. So I think it's an extraordinary landscape, and I think the Texas Book Festival reflects that diverse landscape intellectually and socially, culturally, politically.
Texas is such an extraordinarily diverse state, and so one of the things the Texas Book Festival is good at and is getting better at all the time is capturing the diverse voices of Texas.
Creativity-wise, for writers, Texas brings space and opportunity. Texas is so open, so diverse, so broad and vast that no matter what you are wanting to write about, there's a place for you here. I mean, as big as the sky is here, it can hold every single dream that a writer might have.
I always feel that Texas authors have some sensibility of spaciousness. I just always feel that space of our great sky and great horizon in Texas. I feel that it figures into the work somehow.
Gosh, yeah, Texas has influenced my artwork greatly because I love to set my stories in Texas just because I've grown up here, my parents have grown up here. At the core of Texas, it's we're very welcoming and we care about our neighbors and we care about our people. I really do believe in the good of Texas.
There are layers of cultures to this place. This is a place that has been inhabited for millennia. Even writers that come to Texas that have only lived here a couple of years, they immediately start to feel these layers of culture, these layers of history coming up and speaking to them.
We are in Texas a tapestry. We are different voices, different mentalities, traditions, food, spirits, voices. All this makes the culture of the Texan. We are fun, we are funny, we are happy, but at the same time we are hardworking people, and we are bringing also the traditions of our families. So the Texas Book Festival is a force of culture.
I knew even as a little child that reading made my life bigger, and I was very committed to the idea of having a big life. I didn't ever want to feel stuck anywhere. I wanted to feel like my life was bigger, and books were one of the ways I felt that.
I think everybody reads for different reasons. I read to escape. I read to relax. Some people will read to learn. They want to find out new things and they want to learn how to build and create. But everybody's going to read for different reasons, and whatever that reason is, it's a valid reason.
I love reading because it's a way to experience the world through someone else's eyes. And I think that the world would be a far better and more empathetic place if more people were avid readers, because you get to secondhand witness what other people experience living their life.
I think literature, I think storytelling, I think poetry, I think books. I think these are the lifeblood of empathy. Where we are in the world right now, we need more empathy than we ever have. And for books to send us this invitation of understanding what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes, to live in someone else's skin, we need this more than ever.
I think books should have a sign that says, "This machine cultivates empathy." That's the prime reason for books, or their major gift to us, is we can live another life, we can understand another life, and for a writer, can create another life.
I recognized that I could articulate my understanding of the world as much as anyone else. And a lot of times people would say, "Why you?" And my rejoinder was, "Why not me?" I think that we're all entitled to share our understanding of the world, to bear witness, and to bring attention to the issues that matter to us.
In the best of all worlds, readers are able to encounter different cultures and communities, and also their own experiences reflected back in books, because it can confirm that you are not the only person going through something, right? It can confirm that your interests are worth pursuing.
Growing up, I did not see myself in most of the books I read. There were very few that reflected me, so it's important for us to have that diversity and show mirrors for kids so that they feel like they belong and that they're part of the system.
It just equals self-esteem, like feeling love for yourself, that there's somebody else in there, like a book that has somebody that you can relate to.
We live in a very hectic world, and we all need time to sort of have that relationship with a writer and with a story where we're able to imagine new things.
I think taking time to read and mental health has a huge connect. We're in a fast-paced environment where we're always constantly getting all this input, and if we slow it down, reading doesn't shoot at you. You get to decide your pace of your reading. Reading lets you take it slow. If you get too much, you take a break. And I think we need that. I think we need to figure out a way to take a break, whether it's in the words or whether it's from life into a book. Either one is going to give us that break that we kind of need sometimes.
Books make us to slow down. It's the moment when we really stop everything and we focus on a book.
I think that pause creates space for contemplation, it creates space for catching your breath, and then when you reemerge on the other side of whether you finished the book or you finished a few pages or perhaps in between some chapters or some poems, then in a way you've recalibrated yourself and you're like, okay, I'm ready to, go ahead and face the day or to face the next thing that I have to do.
Reading helps with mental well-being in that it allows people to be able to reflect. Reading allows people to tap into self-help.
Literature and reading helps people discover themselves in a deeply profound way that makes them feel whole. If you can find a place where you know you belong, even on the page in privacy, it does wonders for you to feel connected to the larger world.
It makes you feel like you're not going through anything that you're going through by yourself. Someone's already lived it and can open up the possibilities for potential solutions.
Books preserve stories and histories from different communities, different cultures, by one, providing an alternative, two, and a complement for history.
History is really not just about the past, but it's about the present and the future and how we think about ourselves, how we think about our families, our neighborhoods, the society we live in.
If we don't know our history, we're in danger of repeating mistakes from the past. I think a lot of the hate and the people who don't understand each other stems from us not looking back at history, which comes from reading.
An informed people, an informed community, an informed society is an empowered society. And for me, that's why libraries are so essential.
Texas Book Festival commits to spending at least $100,000 every year to give to libraries. That is so critically important.
Any town that has a library has probably benefited from the Texas Book Festival.
Libraries provide free community resources, free internet access, access to free books. Really, they open up the world for people and for communities.
To me, the library has always been this repository of wealth and joy and expansive possibility.
I cannot say enough about libraries and how important they are and how they deserve our support.
Libraries are the lifeblood of the communities. When we think about libraries are where people come to pursue knowledge, but they also come to pursue fellowship with each other.
I would love to thank Texas librarians right now. You are amazing, and I want you to know that if I could, I would buy all of you a breakfast taco every single day of the year.
Librarians were like superheroes to me.
Access to reading shouldn't be a privilege. When we make it equitable by making it free to everyone, we raise the chances of having an informed, an engaged, an experienced community. Any amount that a public library can receive from Texas Book Festival, it means a world of difference. And it doesn't take a lot. We work with little to make big impact.
Reading Rockstars is a program that we host year-round in schools across Texas and Title I schools that help bring books and authors to underserved communities.
We're in multiple regions, and that program is just growing every year.
During Reading Rockstars, you get to give every kid a book, and they get to take that book home. And I've seen these kids afterwards, and these books are so meaningful to them. Like, you see them taking it out of their backpack, like months later. It's like becomes just a precious item because it's a connection.
There was a little girl that was involved in the Reading Rockstars one year, and someone saw her outside on the curb, and she had her book, and she was smelling it. And somebody said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I've never had a book before, and I just want to, it smells so good." And that says it all about what that program meant to those kids and to the authors.
Books can really change a child's worldview. If you don't have the funds to go see the world and go explore, books are the easiest way to go do that. You can read any book from anywhere and learn anything about the world around you, and you can kind of grow from that as well. Bringing as much literature, as many books in the classroom as you can is an amazing thing for every kid.
Children are hungry to tell their own stories, to feel their own voices unfurling, containing those stories, to share their voices, and for them to welcome a writer in their classroom who has been doing that or who takes that very seriously, it's a beautiful thing.
To see students light up when they receive a copy of a book, when they have a chance to meet the person who wrote the book and get that person to sign their book, that is so transformative.
Majority of the kids that it reaches have never owned a book in their life. And here they are with their book that was given to them by the author just for them. That's hard to put a dollar value on, but it's very easy to see in the eyes of the kids.
I think that in a time of TikTok and the internet, the conversation around books and the events around books are a little bit different.
We all feel that there's a little bit of a threat to reading, right? And there's a little threat to the kind of sustained attention that it takes to dive into a book and sort of stick with it.
We're so distracted by our phones, by every kind and size and shape of screen.
Nowadays, there are just so many ways to be entertained.
There's just so much information coming at us from all directions.
We are losing the attention of readers, of potential readers.
If everything is done for us, as often happens in this very distracting world of social media and billboards that have got beautiful videos running on them, and it's like you're in the middle of Times Square with everything happening at the same time. That's fun for a short while, but we don't learn to focus.
When you read, when you allow yourself to fall into a story, when you allow yourself to be swept up by a writer's language and imagination, you're connecting with humanity in a way that you never will through whatever the latest social media thing is.
When we talk about students and the different distractions that exist in our digital world, it's important, rather than encouraging them to pull away from those distractions or to even see them as distractions, to recognize the validity of storytelling across all platforms and start from where they are and respect the kind of storytelling that they already consume and then build upon that. You just have to find the right bridge to take them from the storytelling that they're already really engaged in into the world of books.
Books allow for you to digest and process the information at your own speed and in your own way.
I think it's critically important just for us to all continue to read and grow just as human beings. We grow intellectually, socially, culturally through reading.
The wealth of our lives, the wealth of our experiences, lie heavily on being able to live in the moment. When you read a book, you immerse yourself in that moment. You have to concentrate.
That's how we understand the world. We learn how to read, we learn how to express ourselves through writing.
I think books matter because they invite us to question the impossible. They invite us to obliterate borders and distance and pain and death and time. They are safe spaces in which we can take risks to become better versions of ourselves.
The human being is driven by story, and we even shape our lives by telling ourselves a story in which we're the protagonist.
And what's better than a good story? It's what tides us over. It's what gives us hope. It's what helps us imagine a better future.
I am really excited to see what the next 30 years will bring for the Texas Book Festival. It's created an amazing legacy here in Texas over the past 3 decades, and as a team, we're very excited to see what we can do next.
I see the Texas Book Festival continue to do really fantastic, continue to grow.
We will be deeper in many conversations, bringing other authors and really building bridges between geographic regions, between cultures, between countries, and between languages.
Just making sure that the book festival reaches as many people as possible, both in the Austin metropolitan area, but also statewide, giving high school students, elementary school students, budding authors and prospective authors, but also a whole rich collection of readers, just more access to the festival itself.
It's important for the Texas Book Festival to go on for like 1 billion years. I would love to see the Texas Book Festival because it just offers such wonderful opportunities to the community for kids to learn to read.
It's just a really, really fantastic festival that I hope goes on for many, many decades to come because it's made a super positive impact in the lives of both readers and writers.
I'm grateful to the Texas Book Festival for bringing so many voices into the same space and offering them up to all of us, free, to go listen to. It's just a feast of joy.
We will always need to have control and be empowered to use our voices, to share our stories, and places like the Texas Book Festival are where that happens.
I think every year that the Texas Book Festival exists, it is an assurance that what we do as readers, what we do as writers matters, that language matters, that imagination matters, that empathy matters, and the Texas Book Festival tells us in no uncertain terms, in the state of Texas, it is at the center of our lives. And I need that as a reader, and I need that as a Texan.